Everyone. Welcome to week 2. So I went back to the Padlet and I looked at everyone's responses. And if you haven't gone back to visit the Padlet, please do that because I did respond to what you posted. So it's been really fun getting to know you all and hearing about your background and what brought you to teaching. So I feel like I have a pretty good idea who's in class, and that's been really exciting. And I did notice that a lot of you are posting on each other's videos, which is also great. That's what I kind of wanted using the Padlet that way. And I'm sharing my screen because I want to walk you through what is expected this week and then some updates that I made to our Blackboard shell. And so you'll just follow along with me. So I didn't realize that I left this off last time. So I want you to notice that here is where you can click to book an appointment with me. So if you're someone that wants to touch base with me, or you have questions about class, or you even have questions about your major, I can meet with you to talk about those things. And then this link is what you'll use to book a virtual meeting with me. And then some of you are actually on-campus students. I am happy to meet you in person as well. This link will take you to where you can book a meeting with me, and you can choose virtual or in person. So it's up to you. I'm happy to meet in person as well. I'm in my office almost every day. And then this link right here takes you to my WebEx room. And so if you use the booking link, it will actually just automatically open in Microsoft Teams. But if we're just going to quick hop on for something, then you would use this WebEx room link right here. Okay, so moving on, I wanted to just note that, that this is the link to our SPE 250 community space. So I want to open that so you can see a couple of people are already using it. That's amazing. A lot of you said you had pets. I would love to see your pets. So this is a great place for you to post pictures. So Catherine posted just the cutest picture of Oliver and Otis, but I'm not sure if this is Oliver or Otis or yeah, so feel free to add additional pictures. I posted a picture of Izzy and Winnie. This is Isabel and this is Winnie. And then looks like Stephanie posted her little Gerald. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. So feel free to post pictures of your pets, friends, family, whatever you feel comfortable sharing with the group. And then the next link, I'm sorry that you can't read this. It says our SPE Learning Community Space. And so there's columns so you can post wherever it makes sense. So questions about expectations and assignments, someone already posted. Are we supposed to also submit the video from Padlet into Blackboard? No, you didn't need to do that, but look, someone already answered, which is great. That's what this space is designed for. You might get an answer from someone faster than, for someone from class faster than you'll get an answer from me. And then Forrest asked about an intro PowerPoint. That was for my other class. I'm so sorry about the confusion. My other class needed to upload an introductory PowerPoint. You did not need to do that because one of the assignments you have to do this week is actually going to share some more information about you. So no worries there. Oh, another pet picture. So let's move the pet picture over here. There. And that way we can keep questions about expectations and assignments here. The next column is sharing ideas and resources. So as we get into our projects for this course, if you find a great resource that other people in class could benefit from, you can post it here. I'll share some ideas and resources there. If you need help with something, you need help with how to use WebEx, or you need help with how to use Canva or Google Slides, you can post your questions here and we can help each other answer those. And then your first major project is the Educator Profile Project. And I'll be sharing more about that later this week. You don't need to worry about it right now, but any questions specific about that project can go here. Your next, oh my gosh, I need to fix my spelling. Give me just a second. Oh, that's what happens when I type too fast. So questions about the field experience project can go here. And then anything else, like if there's a question that you have, but it doesn't fit in any of these categories, feel free to put it in the other space. The other thing I want to just let you know is that if you are a smartphone user, and it appears most of you are, you can download the Padlet app for free on your smartphone. And then you can access the Padlets that we use in class right from your phone. So it's an easy place for you as you're working, or if you think of a question, you can just go to our Padlet on your smartphone and post your question or see the answers from others. And if you turn on the notifications, you'll get a notification when people have posted to that Padlet. So I would highly recommend that, because this will be a place that I will visit often to answer questions and to post things. So it might be a nice place for you to access, like I said, as you're working on things and have questions. It might be faster for you to get answers through this than it is to email me, although you are definitely welcome to email as well. Okay, so going back to our shell. So that is right here. You can save the link, bookmark it, whatever you need to do that will make it easy for you to access that. Because I don't have this in student view, you're seeing some things that, because I'm the instructor, these are not open yet. They're not open because I'm not ready to share them with you yet, but they will be soon. So week 1 in the books, yay. So here I'm going to show you and walk you through week 2. So week 2, I wanted to share with you, I provided a weekly course schedule here. This is a link that's going to take you right to our semester schedule, so that you can see what's due, what you're supposed to read, what you're supposed to do, and what you need to submit each week. And so this is another link that you can bookmark. But if you look at week 2, we're going to be talking about perspectives on history of education in America. You're going to read our course text chapter 2, but not the entire thing. So make a note that you're going to read pages 35 to 38 and 49 to 57. And then the intro to We Got This, which is, this book right here. So hopefully you have purchased that. So you'll read just the intro to that. And then your assignments and projects, you have a video and notes assignment, and I'm going to walk you through that in just a second. You have the week 2 quiz, and then the assignment for this week or project is Who Am I? So again, this is the link that you'll use at the beginning of each week or on Sunday to access what's due each week. So it's called the weekly course schedule. And so you can access that to find what's due. Make sure you bookmark this so you can access it at any time. Right now it's housed in week 2. I'm most likely going to actually also include it up here so that it's an easy place for you to snag it. But keeping it housed in Blackboard means that you have to log into Blackboard and you have to go through all the, the sign in and everything. So if you bookmark it, then you can access it outside of Blackboard anytime you need to. So I highly recommend that. So our module overview and learning objectives and tasks. So the first thing I want to draw your attention to is this live online meeting survey. Online asynchronous courses are supposed to offer live sessions, and that's because for federal financial aid purposes, we have to demonstrate that we're engaging in substantive interactions with our students. And sometimes we can do that through live sessions. In this class, we'll be talking to each other and interacting a lot. But there are some students that really need that live session to kind of connect with the instructor and make sure they're on the right track, kind of hold them accountable for submitting assignments and things. And so I need you to actually complete this survey as soon as possible. So as soon as you open the course shell, click on that link and take the survey. What I do want you to note though is the first 2 questions are required. If you are not interested in engaging in any online class sessions, you'd click no, and then you don't need to answer any other questions. But if you're someone that's interested in live sessions, you'll click yes and then move on to some days and times that might work best for you. And then as soon as I have everyone's information about that, I can start to schedule some if there are people in class that need that. So the first thing you're going to do this week is complete that quick survey. Okay, so this week, after you engage in all of the materials for this week, you should be able to explain how prejudice and discrimination influence system-level educational policies and practices from both a historical and a contemporary perspective, meaning think about how these things have influenced past educational policies and how they also continue to influence current educational policies. Describe the history of education in the U.S. So our textbook is going to take you through the progression of education in the United States. You're also going to watch some videos that are going to take you through that as well. You're going to recognize significant events in the history of American education and who they benefited or excluded. You'll recognize the diversity of students in schools across the U.S. and the importance of respecting the diversity of the students and their families. And then describe the differences between meritocracy, equality, and social justice and how they're applied in schools. So it's really important that you understand the difference between meritocracy, equality, and social justice. So make sure that you hone in on those. You might even want to write those down in your notebook. So I think I mentioned this before, but you're going to need a spiral bound notebook for this class to keep track of notes on all the videos that you'll be watching each week. It's just you'll want to keep them all in one spot. So a spiral notebook is probably one of the best options for you. And so you could jot those vocabulary words down and keep them in your week 2 notes in your notebook. And then the task summary is always going to provide information about what to read and what to review. So this week you're going to read chapter 2 and those specific pages. You're going to read We Got This, the intro. And then what I want you to do is review the educational profile project. I'm not opening that just yet. There's some things I want to fix before I open it up to you so I can make sure it's very clear and easy to follow. So I'll probably open that up no later than Wednesday. I just need a couple of days to kind of tweak it and make it user-friendly. But you'll want to review that this week. And then there are 7 videos to watch. So you'll want to set aside time this week to watch the videos. So this week, there's quite a bit of content. So you'll want to block off some time and at multiple points in the week. So maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, just to get through the readings, get through the videos, and do the activities for this week. So there are 7 videos. You can play them right from here. That's why I embed them this way. It makes it a little easier for you to just access them. You don't have to, they're not going to take you outside of Blackboard. You can watch them right here. But the instructions right here, recommend that you use a piece of notebook paper, and then you're going to write the title of the video, which you'll find down here. So this one's The Origins of the American Public Education System. So you're going to write down the title of the video, and you're going to write down 3 important things you learned from it. So there are 7 different videos, so you should have you have all 7 video titles listed on your notebook paper. And then under each title, when you've watched the video, you're going to jot down 3 things that you learned. These can be bullet points, they can be full sentences, phrases, whatever you need to help you remember it. And the reason I'm having you handwrite this is because the research shows that the more we handwrite things, the deeper we understand it and remember it. So because this content is so important, I want to help you remember it better, and doing everything electronically, we learn things kind of more surface level. I want you to touch it, to feel it, to write it down, handwrite it, and because that will help you remember it better. And so once you have done that in your notes, you'll take a picture. So with your smartphone, take a picture of your notes pages. Could be 1 page, 2 pages, 3 pages, however many you need, but you're just going to take a picture of your notes page. And then that's what you'll upload to the assignment link. So I don't need you to scan them in or anything like that. Just take a picture of them, and then you'll upload the picture as your assignment, okay? And this is what we're going to do each week that there are videos. I want you to handwrite your notes. Again, to kind of help you remember things. And because this is a virtual course, we don't often get to touch things, and we don't often require you to handwrite anything. And I know I did this last semester and it really worked well, and the students liked it, and it actually did help them remember. So I wanted to try it again this semester. And also because you're online learners, you need to be able to access this information in different ways. And so we're going to go back to analog and handwrite some notes, okay? So you're going to watch all 7 videos. So what I would recommend is write down the title of the first video and watch it, and then make your 3 notes from it. What are the 3 important things that you learned from it? Then do video number 2, write the title, and do your 3 important items. And again, when you're done, you'll just take a picture of your notes pages and upload those to the assignment link. So I'm going to go back out because this is the end of what you need for tasks this week. I'm going to close that out and go to the assignment link. So it says right here, assignment video notes. So if you click on that, mine will look a little bit different than yours, but when you click on it, you'll see that you'll have the link to upload your photos, okay? So any assignment link, you always have the option to upload documents, images. It could, so when you take a picture, I would recommend if your phone has the live feature on, turn that off so that it saves it as a still photo, because then you won't have any issues. You shouldn't have any issues uploading it. Okay, so every week that you have video notes due, it will be 20 points. So just upload the pages here and you've completed that assignment. Okay. The next assignment is, well, I'll talk about quiz 2. So quiz 2, you will just click on that and it'll take you to the quiz. It's open book, open note. Here's what I will say about that. You're going to have 2 opportunities to take the quiz. Once you take it the first time, the system is set up to let you know which questions you got correct. Make a note of the ones that you missed. Go back and take a look at them, and then you can do your second attempt. These quizzes are not intended to be punitive in any way. They're really just to help you pull out the important information and make a note of it and demonstrate that you understand. So they're more for you. It's called a formative assessment. So it's to give you feedback on your learning, and it kind of helps me understand like where you might be missing some of the key concepts. But they're not intended to be punitive in nature, which is why you get to take them 2 times. And it is set up to take the highest score. So you'll want to do your best on the first attempt, and you don't have to do it again, but you can definitely take advantage of that second attempt. And it says that the time limit is 10 minutes. I'm probably going to actually just take the time limit off. I don't really see a need for a time limit, but when this course shell was developed, the developer put a time limit on it. So I think I'm going to change that. So there won't be a time limit. And then the next thing, the biggest project for this week is the Who Am I Part 1. And it's Part 1 because later on in the semester, you're going to do a second part to this. But let's take a look at what is expected of you this week. Okay, so who am I? The purpose is to help you reflect on how aspects of who you are have shaped your educational journey, and to recognize how they've contributed positively and potentially negatively to your educational experiences. So you can do this using a slide deck. You can use PowerPoint, Canva, Google Slides. If those aren't comfortable for you, you can absolutely do it as a narrative, as just a paper. I try to keep things engaging, and oftentimes students feel like PowerPoints or slide decks allow them to be a little bit more creative, and I can see who you are. So that is my preference, but you can absolutely do it as a narrative, and that there's no penalty for doing it a different way. That's fine. Okay, so there's 5 things that you're going to be looking at. The first, I want you to create a map of your identities with you at the center and your various identities surrounding you. So I want you to think about all the identities you held during your PK-12 years. So we're focusing really on preschool through 12th grade. Okay, so a lot of us will have different identities now than we had back then. So I want you to really just go back to those early elementary years and middle school and high school years. And I want you to think about like, what were your identities then? So for me, I would include that I was white, I was a female. I have a twin brother. I grew up on a farm, so my identities were farmer. We were lower middle class. I went to Catholic school sometimes. Depended on if my dad was sometimes laid off and we couldn't afford Catholic school, but when he was actually teaching, then he would send us to Catholic school. So kind of back and forth between Catholic and public school. And disabled. I was disabled then, but I didn't actually know that until I was in my 30s. But now that I know that I was disabled, back in elementary, middle, and high school. I had attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and generalized anxiety disorder. I just didn't know it. And then so some have changed now, but really just focus on those PK-12 years. Okay, so put yourself at the center. It can be it could be like a little Bitmoji. It could be an actual photo of you. It could be a stick figure, however you want to do it. And then your other identities around you, like all of these things that made you when you were in school. Then the next thing, part 2 or number 2, your elementary story. So actually, I'm just going to put your educational story. I said elementary. Let's change that because I noticed now that I didn't include middle school or secondary. So we're going to do your educational story. Okay. So share 1 to 2 important memories from your time in school. We'll do PK-12. And instead, we're going to do 2 to 3 because I want you to think about, like, maybe there's a memory from elementary school and one from middle school, or one from elementary school and one from high school, that I want you to think about those important memories that influence your educational experience positively or negatively. So for example, I'm thinking I want to give you an example of like what I would do. So I would include a memory from 3rd grade when I attended a Catholic school, and then I would share a memory from high school when I wanted to take algebra and was told to drop down to intro algebra. There's a whole story there, and I would tell you in my slide deck. Okay, so your educational stories, I guess, is really what, my goodness. Someday I will have this all prepared and I won't have to make changes as I'm talking you through it, but at least this does help me fix any errors that I have. Then number 3, you're going to think about assets or funds of knowledge. Okay, so this idea that the identities that we bring to education can be beneficial. They can contribute to our educational experience. So think about the skills, the relationships, cultural practices, languages, experiences you and your community bring that are valuable resources for learning. So identify at least 3 concrete assets from your life that have supported your learning. You can explain how teachers, schools, or programs either recognized and use these assets or miss them. So for example, for me, I think being from a farming community or from a farming family was actually, I think it was both. It was a benefit, but it also could be somewhat problematic. And then in my slide deck, I would explain the reasoning for both of those. So you get to choose what identities, experiences that you have that could be considered assets to your educational journey. And then how they were recognized, or maybe you saw them as assets, but maybe in your educational experience, they weren't viewed that way. So, so those are the things to think about. And then barriers. Identify at least 2 barriers you faced in PK-12 education that were connected to your identities or life circumstances. So think about PK-12 and some of those maybe more negative experiences that you might have had, and how are your identities a factor in those experiences? And so for me, my parents got divorced when I was 8, and I think I definitely had some more negative experiences, or there were some barriers to educational opportunities for me having gone through that. And that is one of the things that we didn't share is, sometimes we experience trauma, like family trauma or environmental trauma, and that impacts our educational experience. So that's something that I would include in my barriers section. And then lastly, there's a reframing. Choose one aspect of your identity or experience that has often been viewed as a problem or a deficit in school settings. So sometimes being multilingual, or, coming from families that work long hours, or, if you had to take care of siblings, or maybe you came from a lower income family, like things that were considered maybe a problem or a deficit, and explain how this, explain how that impacted your education. Like why was it viewed as a problem, or what circumstance makes you think it was viewed as a problem or a deficit? And then alternatively, think about how could that same aspect actually be seen as an asset for you and for others? when it's understood from an asset-based perspective. So throughout this entire course, we're going to be thinking about how some of the identities our students hold and some of the backgrounds and experiences they have can be viewed as negative or viewed as a deficit, but they could also be viewed as an asset if we use an asset lens. So those are the things that you'll be putting in your Who Am I presentation. An important note, you can include pseudonyms or omit specific details if they're sensitive, and you're not required to disclose anything you're not comfortable sharing. So you may refer to some experiences in general terms. And again, do not share anything that you're not comfortable sharing. No one's going to see this but me and you. So you can feel comfortable knowing that it's confidential between you and me. And also, you are encouraged to do what I'm doing and share your screen and present the information so you can fill in any gaps. What I really would like you to do is start kind of playing with this idea of PowerPoint presentations where you only put on the slide what is key for the audience to know, and then you fill in all of the detailed information when you're presenting. And so I'd really like you to give that a try. One of the really cool things about Canva is when you do your presentation in Canva, you can actually record it right in Canva and then download it. It's pretty easy to use, but if you're not particularly tech savvy, I do have some videos, resources for you that kind of walk you through how to use those kinds of tools. You all have your own WebEx room as well. So you can open your own WebEx room and share your screen like I'm doing now and hit record, and you can take us through your Who Am I presentation, take me through your Who Am I presentation using WebEx. So a couple of options for you to practice doing some recorded presentations. Okay, so that's for Who Am I? And those are the 3 assignments this week. So you're going to take your week 2 quiz. You're going to work on your Who Am I slide deck and do your video notes. Those are the 3 things. And then I will make sure that the educational profile project is open for you to review. You don't need to do anything with it right now, but I will open it and you can take a look at it and we can start kind of thinking about how we're going to tackle that in the next couple of weeks. So that's week 2. If you have any questions about anything, you can post it to our Padlet, or you can email me, or we can hop on WebEx and we can chat about it in person. But the very first thing is, remember to do the survey for the live sessions. I need to know if anyone is interested in live sessions and what day and time would work best for them. So, okay, have a great week. And I look forward to seeing your Who Am I slide decks.